What is up, guys? It's Neroku here, back on the video, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. So, have you ever wondered how much difference there is between Ascendant and Primitive? So, I'm going to be going over that. I'm going to be going over all the weapons, guns, and saddles here for you today. So, I have color-coded everything. Blue is Ascendant, and white is not Ascendant. So, well, common. So, like the just 100%. So we're gonna first be testing out, alright, just how much damage. Let's just take a compound bow, right? So here we have the Carno with the Ascendant and the non-common or regular armor on. So let's see how much damage it does when I just shoot the Ascendant once in the stomach. So it looks like it did about 100 damage, alright? That's like estimating. So about 100 damage this does to the Carno. Alright, now let's test with the Carno without the Ascendant on. So it did about 150. Yeah, it did about 150. So that's actually kind of surprising. So this Carno with the Ascendant armor took about 100, and this only took 150. So I don't know if Ascendant's that big of a difference. I don't know if I'm doing this wrong, but let's move on to the Raptor here. So here we got the Raptor, one with the Ascendant, one with the just common saddle on. So let's just shoot it right in the stomach again. Alright, so we got about 120 damage, 120 for this Raptor on the Ascendant. Alright, now let's check the Primitive. Okay, that did about 225. So about 225 and 120, 100 and about a 100. So 225 to 100, kind of about. So that's not that bad, not that bad. So I guess on Raptors, the Ascendant armor is much more effective than on Carnos. So now let's test it with two T-Rexes. So let's first go with the Ascendant. Alright, it looks like it did about 100 damage. Alright, 100 damage for this Ascendant Rex saddle. Now let's check the non-Ascendant. Did about, it's about 150, not 200, yeah, about 150. Alright, so it looks like there is the biggest difference here in the Raptors. I think it was 100 or 125, something like that, the Ascendant took damage, and then this was like 225, so it's about 100 difference, and these two had about 50 health difference. So by the looks of it, crossbows or compound bows when it comes to these saddles don't have much of a difference. The saddles don't do much difference when you're using compound bows. So now let's step it up a notch. Let's try it with this rocket launcher, right? So these are all back up to full health. Let's test it with this rocket launcher. Okay. Nice shot there. Alright, we got about 270 for this Carno, approximately. Alright, now let's test this one. I am destroying my home base right now. 270, 800. Alright, so it looks like now with this rocket launcher, these saddles, the Ascendant saddle does much more when it comes to rocket launchers. It is amazing. So by the looks of it, that's we're doing pretty well right now. So now let's test this Raptor right here, the Ascendant Raptor. How much does this take? Alright, this took about 400, estimated around 400 damage. Alright. Oh gosh. Alright, looks like we're about 1200 down here. So once again, the Raptors have the biggest difference in health when it comes to these saddles. So with this Raptor, it went down, I think it was 400, around 400. This went around 1200, so that's 3 times the amount of of damage that it took. So that is very surprising. That's much different than the compound bow. So now let's test it out with these Rexes here. Alright, we're at about 300 down. 300 down for this Rex. Yeah, let me just infinite stats real quick. Okay, that was for me so I don't lose food, you know. Alright, now let's test it with the primitive. Alright, once again, it is about, oh, what is that, like 700? About 700 down approximately. So that was about 300, that was about 700. So it looks like the bigger, tankier, meatier tames are going to be taking, they're going to have a less gap in between the primitive and the Ascendant. But the smaller tames, it looks like there is going to be a huge gap. So definitely you're going to want to find these better saddles and equipment for your dinos. Seeing as it does a lot when it comes to these rocket launchers and explosives. So now I'm going to move on to using different types of weapons and testing out the abilities and which one is better than the other. These pickaxes and hatchets are a little, what did I just these pickaxes and hatchets are a little bit different. So pretty much they do about the same amount, just because they get the same amount of resources. Kind of, it's weird, it's funky, but pretty much when you hit it with a pickaxe, like a regular one, it gives you less resources, but you can hit the object more times, if that makes sense. And with the Ascendant, you get more, but you can only hit it less. So it's kind of like, it really depends on the resource you're trying to get when using these, the Ascendant versus primitive. But here I'm going to test out the primitive hatchet, so 9 wood. Now let's test out the Ascendant hatchet. So about the same once again. It's really funky. Oh look, it started to rain. Whoops. It only does about 40, so it does more damage to dinos. But when you're collecting resources, it's really weird. You just have to play around with it and figure it out. But yeah, so let's see what we have next. So let's just do one whole clip into this Rex and see how much damage it does, alright? Looks like it did about 100 damage. That whole clip of primitive did 100 damage on this beast. Most likely because of that Ascendant saddle. Oh, that is so satisfying. Okay. Alright, looks like we got about 350. About 350, so the Ascendant does a lot more. From 100 damage to 350 with the Ascendant. Alright, so it looks like the primitive does about, what is that, like 200 damage? Yeah, about 200 damage actually. Really close to 200, so that's how much the primitive does. Now let's check out the Ascendant long neck. I don't think that got a hit. Oh, that did get a hit. Okay. It went from about, what was that, 28550? So it did about 600 damage. So it does about 3 times the amount. Looks pretty good. So I do strongly recommend using those. Definitely Ascendant on weapons. Like the weapons that do damage, that's where it's most worth it. Yeah, with the primitive. So it took 1, 2, 4. So it went down on about 4 with this thing. The regular one was 4, so I'm expecting 2. Oh, and it's out. Alright, so it looks like the long neck rifle, if I let it stay there on 1, it might have even knocked out. But it looks like it took about half as many as this. So not too shabby. But yeah, so that is all the testing I'm going to be doing for today. Actually, wait a second, I almost forgot. Where's this guy at? Right, he's about 300. Alright. Let's see how much 1 does. Bam, right to that. 300. about 150 approximately. I don't know if that even hit. Oh gosh. Okay. 150. Alright, that did about 400. So that is it for this video today, guys. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe if you want to see my videos, which I post every other day. So make sure to subscribe, and all my music that I have made is in the links below in the description. I'm on Spotify and iTunes, so check me out, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.